Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo de Rosario.
We give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Zihar Basho. In tonight's Game Plan, we'll catch up with the Santa Rosa Lions as they gear up for their second assignment in the Spikers Turf Open Conference.
And we'll hear about the new man in green,
Ooh.
Coach Topex Robinson's return to collegiate basketball as he embarks on a new journey as head coach of the DLSU Green Archers. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. Santa Rosa City may be one of the youngest teams in the Spikers Turf, but they are raring to go to get more wins in the Open Conference. Now, fresh from their debut in the conference last Sunday, the Lions join us here right now in the studio. We have Ezekiel Harvey Casada, Jericho Adahar, Carl Anthony Beniga, and Christian Canizares. Gentlemen, welcome to the game. Maraming salamat. I really appreciate the time that you took out to be here. Coach Christian, ikaw muna. Kasi syempre, this is a different team to the Santa Rosa that played last conference. A lot of people remember that old team. Ang babata. Right now, a bit older. They look a bit older. They don't look like high school students anymore. Can you explain to us ano yung composition ng team na to?
It's Coach Christian.
Yung iba kasi from different places. From north, tapos south, tapos ibang schools, mga iba-ibang schools sila galing.
So this is basically a selection, Z,
Yes.
of a lot of great stars from the South. A lot of them played in the NCAA South.
That's right. So today we have Echo, who's from Lyceum Laguna, and then their outside team captain, Harvey, who's from Lyceum, Perpetual Binyan naman. So talagang a lot of selection. Anong feeling or anong challenging about this team na kakaiba yung, or iba-iba yung pinanggalingan yung school, iba-ibang system? How is it like preparing for the Spikers Turf? Harvey.
Umpisa po, nahihirapan po kami magka-communicate po kasi nga, iba-iba po yung attitude namin and yung mga nakasanayan naming training sa schools namin. So parang nangyari po is, syempre, ako po yung unang nag-approach as a team captain po nila para maging close ko po silang lahat. And binabasa ko po yung mga attitude nila and yun, habang tumatagal po, nagkakaano po kami.
Wala naman masamang attitude. Wala naman. Okay. Feeling ko si Echo eh. Echo, kumusta naman yung first experience nyo? Obviously not the result that you guys wanted, pero if I'm not mistaken, for majority of the team, this is the first Spikers Turf that you're actually playing in. Kumusta naman yung experience na yun? And were you nervous sa simula?
Siyempre, first time, nandun talaga yung pagiging nervous. Pero once na nandun ka na sa court, talaga namang ilalaban kahit mga bata talaga kami. Ayun. Naging maganda naman yung result as a first time na naglaro sa Spikers Turf. We've got one set against Imus na composed of yung iba national team player pa.
That's right. They lost to Imus 4 sets, pero sobrang dikit kasi the scores were 25, 22, 28, 26, tapos 29, 31, and 25, 16. Coach Christian, from that first game against veteran athletes and coaches, anong bright spot ang nakita mo sa iyong koponan na Santa Rosa Lions?
Coach Carl, sorry.
Yes. Yes.
Nung naglalaro yung team Santa Rosa that time, so parang sobrang laking sobrang laking impact kasi since yung Imus is composed of national team players, so parang yung nakita namin sa mga bata, sa mga players namin is talagang nilaban nila, hindi sila nagpadala din sa mga pressure nila sa katawan, and nakakatuwa lang kasi sa result ng first game namin, though talo po, pero ang ganda po ng pinakita and I'm sure na aabangan po talaga yung Santa Rosa men's volleyball team.
Harvey, yung field na to in the Spikers Turf in particular, parang the more teams obviously compared to last conference, yung challenge, it feels like each team got better and better at yung susunod yung nakalaban, signal pa. It feels like baptism through fire yung pinagdadaanan ninyo. You take a look at yung first game ninyo. How big of a confidence booster is that going into your next game? Knowing that mga national team players din yung mga nandun eh.
Syempre, andun na po kami sa time na nag-iisip kami na yung kalaban namin is hindi yung kagaya ng mga nakakalaban namin nung naglalaro kami sa school namin. Pero nilalagay po namin sa mindset namin na player lang din sila. Para kung nagte-training sila, nagte-training din kami. So parang nangyayari po sa amin, yung naging game po namin nung una is magiging ano po namin yun, motivation na para kalabanin po yung Signal at makuha po namin yung unang panalo namin this conference.
I mean, nothing to lose at this point,
Oo.
Pao. Si Coach Christian, again, I wanted to ask, siguro as a coach, ano yung isang bagay na nililook forward mo na makita pag kinalaban nyo na yung Signal?
Siguro dun sa unang game namin, mas maganda pa yung ipapakita ng mga players namin. Then, kahit mga idol nila ngayon at dati pa, siguro lalaban kami.
Mga idol nyo ba sila, Echo?
Idol po is international.
Okay. Alright. So, hindi siya takot. Yun yung sinasabi niya.
Sila yung matakot.
Pero, Echo, nagulat ka ba na you were able to run with national team players, ex-national team players, players who've played professionally for a long time, at kayo, first-timers in this type of competition, nagulat ka ba sa quality na pinakita nyo in that first game?
Sobra pong nagulat kasi based from na yung mga tune-up namin, hindi talaga connected yung bawat isa. Pero yung napakita po namin ng first game, parang may talaga, bright future talaga yung team na to. Kahit from different sila places, kahit magkakaiba yung skills.
I like that kasi ang honest niya.
Yeah, I know. Straight to the point. Walang paligoy-ligoy. And speaking of Coach Carl, siguro ano yung isang point of improvement ng team nyo na sana makita natin against the game, against Signal?
Ayun, based dun sa nakita namin from the training until nung first game namin. So nakita namin yung naging lapses namin is yung communication talaga. Kasi yung connection namin is na workout naman namin siya during the first game and we'll make sure naman na sa second game po is yung communication ng mga bata ay mga players namin is mag-improve para magkaroon kami ng first win sa conference na to.
Probably easier said than done in communication. I could only imagine yung chemistry ninyo. It's not where you want it to be yet. But then since na-establish na, okay, that first game is done, you as a captain, what do you plan to do to make sure that pagdating sa next game, that there's another level na ipapakita ng Santa Rosa?
Ang sure ko as a captain na maibibigay ko sa teammate ko is yung pagiging palaban ko. Na sasabihin ko po sa kanila na kahit anong mangyari dito, kailangan nating lumaban, matalo at manalo. Kasi yung pangalan po ng harap ng jersey yung nilalaban namin dito. Hindi po yung mga apelyido namin sa likod.
Alright, last question, Echo. Again, parang hindi natin na-maximize na this is their first time playing in the Spikers turf. So Echo, as one of the seniors in the team, siguro ano yung best part so far playing in the Spikers turf?
Yung best part talaga is yung experience. Yung nakakalaban namin yung talagang mga veterano na may experience na talaga sa larong to na dun sila sa pinaka-highest na level Spikers turf sa Pilipinas. Ayun po yung pinakamaganda, the experience itself.
What I like is that hindi niya sinabi mga idol, mga kalaban ko eh.
Ano yung
Of
idol?
course, gentlemen, unang-una, congratulations for that first game and being able to compete and show that you belong to Spikers Turf, and we're excited to see what you can do for the rest of the conference. Maraming salamat guys, and hopefully we'll have you again soon.
Thank you, guys. And after the break, we'll find out what made Coach Topex decide to return to collegiate basketball with LaSalle. Stay tuned, you're watching The Game.
As they get to start off this year's volleyball season. This 2023 Spikers Turf Open Conference, who will show their dominance and power among the 11 teams. Are you ready for this season's bigger, better, and stronger action from men's volleyball? Watch the game starting January 2022, every Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays.
Welcome back to the game. After an impressive stint in the pros, Coach Topex Robinson is back to collegiate basketball, and this time with the De La Salle Green Archers. Here to talk about the exciting news and what to expect is the newly minted head coach, Coach Topex Robinson. Good evening, Coach, and welcome to the game.
Woo! Coach Topex!
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening to everyone.
Coach
is
Topex,
super excited.
yeah, of
He's a
course I'm
fanboy.
excited. Of course I'm excited because Coach Topex has a great record, especially in the collegiate ranks. If you don't mind, Zee, I'm going to take this
Please.
first. But then, Coach Topex, a lot of people are wondering about your decision to go back to the collegiate ranks, because a lot of people might say that you want to do well in college so you can make it in the pros, but you went the other way around. What were the biggest points that made you decide, okay, it's time for me to take on the challenge of leading La Salle?
Well, again, that's a very, very hard question to ask, Paolo. But again, I think there's really more. The opportunity to be here, to be part of something that's way bigger than myself, to be part of a rich basketball tradition. I think that's really something that I really thought of when I decided to go back to college, especially to coach La Salle.
All right, it says here, Coach, it actually took 28 long years for you to finally head coach La Salle. Can you please take us through this?
Through the 28 years.
The 28 years in 5 minutes.
28 years, yeah. Well, actually, G, it's really pretty much to be part of it. Obviously, back in '95, I used to play for San Sebastian Stags. And during those times, kasi we used to play at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum. And San Sebastian is situated in Recto, so going to Rizal Memorial, you have to pass through Taft, where La Salle is.
Yeah.
And I was always thinking about sana one day makalaro ako dito or to be a part of it, because I grew up watching La Salle when Adi Papa was playing, June Limpot was playing there, Tony Boy Espinosa was playing. Doon ako nagsimula to really be a fan of La Salle basketball. Kaya sabi ko nga, be given a chance to play before was really something I look forward to. But now, kagaya nga na sinabi natin, 20 years in the making, now I have an opportunity to coach this basketball team.
Great names you mentioned there, Coach. Na-miss mo si Coach Richard Del Rosario, but I'll scratch that off. You take a look at being part of La Salle. We saw your post that kaka-first practice nyo lang recently, and you're obviously there at the venue in La Salle mismo. Your first impressions of the team, what are your first instructions, and what do you plan to do to really stamp your identity with this team early on?
Well, again, looking at the lineup, what we have right now, obviously learning from what the last season was, trying to pick up from how it started, how it ended, and now trying to slowly, feel my way in. But just to tell you, Paolo, it's pretty much I'm here to serve La Salle. Their vision is my vision. I'm just here to help. To fulfill that vision. So it's going to be exciting, it's going to be challenging, you know about it. So I'm just excited for the opportunity once again and to be with these players, to be within their journey dito sa college basketball.
A big signature of you, Coach Topex, especially in your time in Lyceum, was the way that you developed these players on and off the court. I know that you were a big father figure to a lot of your boys at Lyceum. And if I'm not mistaken, that's probably what's going to happen this time around with La Salle as well. I've heard a rumor, I want you to confirm it, Coach. Are you staying with the players sa mga dorm nila? I've heard a couple of people say it, but I don't know if it's true.
Let's
and
make it
if
official.
that is happening, why are you doing that?
Yes, I'll be partly staying there. Actually, kakalipat ko lang kanina. And I guess one part of that is if you want to build a relationship with the players, you have to be with them even outside of the basketball court. Kasi pag nasa basketball court ka, Paolo, ang tingin sa'yo coach eh. So it's pretty much a coach-player atmosphere. But pag nandun ka sa dorm, you be with them. Na hindi kayo, parang ang tawag sa'yo eh, Topex player. Hindi na yung the coach. So I get to know them in a place na, kumbaga, looking for the opportunity to get to know them. Like when we're eating at the hall, pagka nakatambay dun sa labas. So you don't just talk about basketball, but you talk about other things, which is very important, especially nga, just like what you said earlier, if you want to build a deep, meaningful relationship, you have to be with them as much as possible with the opportunity that's given. And yeah, I'm excited na makasama sila. Kapitbahay ko nga si Kevin eh. Pagtingin ko sa bintana ako, kwarto ni Kevin yun nandun eh. Sabi ko, yeah. So siya agad yung nakikita ko, inaabangan ako palagi sa pinto eh. So again, that's one thing that's really something special that they have to build with these players eh. To be with them. I guess so that's so important.
Yes, I agree. And talagang speaking like a true head coach Topex. And speaking of making your identity or making your brand be involved with this new team, what is could you tell us about what kind of culture you're building with the De La Salle Green Archers?
Just like what I said earlier, it's pretty much their culture is my culture. I'm just here to help them live that. And then we talk about, Paolo will know this, it's about faith, service, and communion.
Yeah.
And it's something that we have to really breathe and eat and talk about it. That's why baka if you're gonna ask the players, sirampla ka na ako. Kasi I always try to instill in that, not only sa kanila, but also sa akin, because being, again, one of the leaders of this team, I have to also live that values. So if it's important to La Salle, it's important to me and it's important to the team.
Yes, Coach, it's really important to us yung FSC na yun. When you take a look at this in your entire journey so far, you went through the pros, you've handled players there, you've helped develop guys in Lyceum and in your time in San Sebastian. How equipped do you feel to handle this challenge of La Salle? Because it is notorious for having such high expectations. It's notorious for having a lot of snap reactions, sometimes depending on losses, especially over on social media. You know, how ready are you based on your experience that you've had?
Well, there's, I guess, the one thing that I have to be mindful of is I know what I signed up for. There's going to be a lot of pressure in the situation that I'm in. Sabi nga nila, it's also a curse because of, you might be the loved person, the most loved person. The next day, you'll be the hated person in this community. But again, just like what I said, I waited so long for this. Sabi ko nga, ngayon pa ba ako aatras na nandito na yung opportunity. So, how can I equip myself is to make myself knowledgeable. I guess that's one thing that I have to really make sure that if I go into battle with these kids or these young men, we always have to be confident. And the only way you're going to be confident is if you're going to come in prepared. So I guess preparation is always going to be important dito sa laban na to.
All right, looking ahead, Coach Topex, what is the focus for season 86?
That's a very good question. And if you're not thinking about winning a championship, you better get out of this building because, again, this is unforgiving community, just like what Paolo said. But we're always gonna think about championship or even die trying. That's basically what we're gonna do. We don't wanna go cut to the bushes na preparation to, bagong team, bagong coach. Nobody believes that. So I'm not trying to pretend that I don't know what the La Salle community expects. So it's always gonna win a championship. So when you practice, you always think about winning a championship, and that's the standard, I guess, that was set even before me, but the coaches that came before me here. So it's no surprise that winning a championship is the main goal here.
Coach,
Alright.
really appreciate the time that you took out and of course for bringing us in the campus once more. Good luck in the upcoming season and we're excited to hear how La Salle develops in the next few months. Maraming salamat, Coach.
Thank you very much.
All right, so after the break, we'll check out some highlights from the first leg of the Philippine Intercollegiate Golf Series held in Cavite. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. Welcome back. You're watching The Game. Exciting news for local golf fans. The Philippine Intercollegiate Golf Series is back in action thanks to the Philippine Golf Foundation. Renowned golf clubs and university teams will compete at the prestigious tournament, which will run for 3 legs until February 5 at the Eagle Ridge Golf and Country Club in Cavite.
It has been a very hard time coming from the pandemic, and this event was most definitely formed by the Philippine Golf Foundation, and there's been a lot of clamor to hold this event in the collegiate level. So we've been very, very excited to have this event. It has been hard. We've been working so hard for this, and we're just glad that everyone is here. We're thanking all the schools, all the sponsors, everyone who supported us. It has just been a journey.
It's an honor for everyone on the team to be able to play the game we love while representing our school. Actually, before the pandemic, I was never given the opportunity to play competitively because I had just started playing golf. So this is a first experience for me. And I think on behalf of the team, we're all very happy that this was arranged for all of us and we can have a good time and learn from each other's games as well.
Of course, it's our first tournament for UP. We would love to just have fun for now, but also learn from the experience that we have. And as someone who's competed for UP, of course, we're going to give it our all for UP.
I'm actually very excited because it's actually my first time representing Ateneo in the intercollegiate tournament. And because I started my college life in Ateneo during the pandemic. So this is my first time talaga competing for the team. And we've been preparing since the start of the school year, and many of our players are past June golfers who moved on to the college level. And so hopefully we can do well this season.
The next leg of the series will take place on January 29 at Eagle Ridge Golf and Country Club for its next competition day. And that's it for tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Zihir Basho.
Catch us weeknights here on One News, One Sports, and One Sports Plus. I'm Paolo De Rosario, and this has been The Game.